because when journalists speak, the world listens. Tune in to your Shining Supreme radio station and be part of the conversation every Wednesday from 11 o'clock to 12 noon. Editors Hangout, the meeting point of journalist by journalist for humanity, society, and the country.
Good morning and welcome to Editors Hangout on Diamond 88.7 FM, your shining supreme radio station. Good morning, and again, let me also tell you that the time is 3 minutes past the hour of 11 from our studios on Diamond 88.7 FM, and it's that time where you have news editors sit down together to discuss national issues happening within, around our community, and especially our dear nation, Nigeria. Welcome to Editors Hangout once more, and good morning. Let's quickly introduce our guest. My name is Adeyemi Adewale, and together with my guest this morning, we'll be discussing very important issue around our nation. And part of that issue has to do with security. Because of that, we have a security expert, former spokesperson of the Kwara State Police Command, also former spokesperson.
Listeners all over the world.
Good morning to you, Mr. SP Ajayi Okasomi, retired.
Thank you so much, Prince. Good morning and to the good listeners of Kwara State. I say good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bayomi.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for having me.
Good morning, Alhaji.
Good morning, the Anchor Man. Listeners at home. Good morning.
Good morning to everybody at home. Like I said earlier, we're discussing issues that are very peculiar to a nation, Nigeria. And that's where you're having the voice of SP Ajayi Okasomi, a vast experienced security expert who will also be joining us in our conversation this morning to discuss the security situation of our dear nation, Nigeria. It's so saddening that we've been discussing this for as far back as I think 2010 or 2012, and this is 2025, about 13, 14 years down the line, and we're still talking about the issue of security, not just in Nigeria this time around, with a whole lot of emphasis on what is happening right here in our own state, Kwara State. Kwara is known as a city and as a state that is very relatively peaceful, but recent development has shown that probably there might be a bit of concern. We try to discuss a whole lot about the issues around it on the show this morning, and obviously looking at what is happening on the international scene. So guys, let's quickly join us on this ride. You know how to do it. You can call us on Diamond 88.7 FM. The number to call us is 0913-655-6952. 0913-655-6952. WhatsApp is 0913-655-6864. 0913-655-6864. Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the detail of the show. Let's start with what is happening right now. We've had a lot. Let's start first of all with the security situation in the country. Let me start with SP Ajayi Okasomi. A lot of questions have been going around the minds of Nigeria, and top of those questions has to be the question of the security situation. Where are we? Are we winning or losing the war against insecurity? Because when you speak on the behalf of the government, they would maintain the fact that they are on top of the matter and Nigeria is winning the war against insecurity. However, recent development, like I said, just yesterday we saw the reports in Benue. We've known what is happening in Plateau. Also, we are also getting reports in our own state, Kwara, and also.
We want to say the issue of insecurity in Nigeria is of concern not only to the security agencies or the government, to every person, every individual in this country has a concern over this issue of security. And I like to say that, like a mantra, every time I say the security issues or the security problem is not that of the security agencies alone. is a security concern of every individual, and every individual must ensure that they perform their own side of the business for security to be said to be good and fair. When you're talking about whether the government or the people are winning or the criminals are winning, I'll tell you, the people, the government is winning, because we cannot just throw arms in the air and say, the criminals have taken over. No. But if you look at it discreetly, you discover that this issue of insecurity has, in my own opinion, if I'm to tell you now, I'll tell you it is a serious matter that involves a political rather than security solution to it. And I have my reason of saying that.
Can we go into those reasons?
Just like you mentioned that early 2012, when the new government, around 2015, when the past government came into being, there was this issue that they have been winning this. There was a time the former army chief, Buratai, have been mentioning that they have tactically won the war and stuff like that. Actually, the thing went down at a time. Now we're having elections. We discovered that the thing, who is talking about Sharia anymore? Nobody. The thing went away like that. This one would have ended without any problem, but because people are using it to get attention, people are using it to leverage with the government and the rest of them. I can tell you without missing word that if it is a matter of insecurity perpetrated by criminals who are criminally minded without any motive from anywhere, this thing will have died down as it is. But some people are somewhere fueling and actually putting fire on what is happening. Why is it that in the last 1-2 years there was nothing like that? Why is it that the thing has just started now that people are talking about realignment, people are talking about politics? So as we are looking at it from the security angle, we should also look at it from the political angle. That is the way I look at it, and I believe it will still go, because the policemen or the security agencies, they are doing now. As I was coming, I met some movement of both military and police everywhere. They are doing their best, but the people really trying to seek for solution to this security problem.
Let me go to your GM. If SP Ajayi Okasomo retired, a security man well experienced, is giving insight that this is might be having a political undertone, and within his right, his opinion, when you look at it, put 1 + 1 together, he seems to be getting himself getting aligned that we are having a political talk right now in the nation, and is also seems like a coincidence with what we are having in terms of insecurity coming up in the state. Are we pointing fingers at anybody? Should we be looking at the way we play our politics, and especially some of the statements made by the opposition that the government have come out to say this is inciting people? Is any of this being related in terms of our political actors to this insecurity situation that we have as a nation?
Thank you so much. You find out that it's always the past that actually dictates the present. When you look at the security situation in Nigeria and you look at all the challenges, you find out that in those days, especially in the Second Republic, there were much more religious insecurity with all these matters in and co. But all these were able to be curtailed because the then administration were focused, and they were not too diverse, not so diversionary as we have it as of today. We have a new set of politicians in the country today that were Ebele Jonathan.
We also heard the report right
then,
now.
By 2015, what were the major issues of campaign? The issue is guaranteeing security, the welfare of the citizenry. Those are the major issues of campaign. So, by the time Buhari got there, most of the talks that were used in that previous elections were they disarmed? And some of these talks that were used at the election, some of them were not even Nigerians. And it behoves on even the security agencies to do much more in terms of intelligence gathering in order to curb this insurgency from going on. And you find out that
are we also saying the opposition right now? Because then the President Buhari and currently the incumbent and the current government we are in opposition. Are we also alluding that the opposition that we have right now in person of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi also have in hand? Because if we are going by the logic of what we've seen in recent times in our nation,
hardly a politician who doesn't use thugs.
Then how do we get to stop it?
The level varies, and the major reasons for employing thuggery in the course of politicking varies. And that is why in some states you see there are states whereby they call thugs good boys. There are states whereby there are other states they give them various insulation, state boys, good boys, and a lot of variations like that. Most of these thugs after elections
we were saying this in 2012 and this is 2025.
Well, first of all, I would like to say that I think what we are seeing here is a little bit beyond thuggery. As far as I'm concerned, this is outright terrorism. And I want to first of all appeal to all our colleagues in the media to exercise restraint when either reporting, discussing, or analyzing issues of insecurity. But what I believe we have here is terrorism and criminal banditry. Now, it is true that there appears to be a correlation between an upsurge of political opposition and an upsurge of criminal banditry, whether it is the insurgency in the northeast, banditry, kidnapping and killing in the northwest, and what we now have in the north central. Let us look at, say, the case of Plateau. Plateau is a case of, in my opinion, a land grab by some people who want to displace the indigenous people. The indigenous people reacted, and those people who came from somewhere felt that they are a superior being, so therefore they must take revenge. And I think what we are seeing now is those revenges. But the place has been quiet for quite some time. How come it is now? It is a valid question. Now, in overall terms, I think we have made progress in the war against insecurity and securing Nigerians.
Despite the current recent.
Okay. This is something that we are talking about now is about maybe 20 to 25 days old. The current scenario we have in Benue, Plateau, Kwara, and Niger. But it pains me that Kwara, which has always been a very peaceful state, I would not know the particular indices of peaceful coexistence that we have, but I'm sure there must be some rating. But I think that Kwara would be very high up in one of the states that has a lot of peaceful coexistence. So what we have seen in Kayama, Barutin, in my opinion, is a massive intelligence failure.
From the security operative?
Well, from whoever is in charge of intelligence. You see, one has to be very careful in apportioning blame. But it is an intelligence failure. Why am I saying this? The Old Oyo National Park, the Kanji National Park, has been known to the residents of and indigents of Kayama and Barutin and Borgu local government that some people, that Babangida Aliu, the former governor of Niger State, sent away from around Makwa, Lavon axis. Those people were retreating or running away Boko Haram, and they moved to Niger. Probably they wanted real forest cover. which is more heavy in that part of Niger State. But Babangida Aliyu was very, very serious in that matter, and they had to leave Niger State. Quietly, they moved into those 2 national parks, which all enter into Kwara in those areas, Baruti in Kayama and Borgu in Niger. Let's not forget that Borgu was that people talk about security architecture. The security architecture of Nigeria is nulli secondus, second to none. What do I mean? We have a police division in practically every local government of the 774. Some local governments even have 3 police divisions. That is, we are talking of structure. The State Security Service has an officer, at least an officer, in every local government of the Federation. So as far as I'm concerned, the structure is intact. The Nigerian Army has grown in the last maybe 10 years now, or 15 years, from 4 divisions to 8 divisions. The Nigerian Navy has grown from 3 divisions to, they call it commands in the Navy. It used to be Eastern Command, Western Command, and Training Command. Now there is a Delta Command that can now enter the creeks. So the issue really is operations. Then, is there some form of compromise by security agencies in the issue of reacting to circumstances as they arise?
Now, that's another question. I think I'd like to bring in SP Ajayi Okasomini, because let's look at Kwara as an example. That's a big question. Compromise or security agency? Because we've looked at the political actors and we've talked about it for years. And I think we've kept on talking about it. But it seems like the easy excuse that we go to whenever we have this, political actors are involved. Political actors are involved.
Well, don't call it an easy excuse. Just say that one of the things...
they are not sure of their movement, that these guys are criminal guys. And the police came out...
Suspicious
guys. Now, the police came out to rebook those words that Kwara is safe. Few days later, we had attack. As a matter of fact, earlier this week, one of the emirs in, I think, Yashikira, it came out and also alluded to the same thing. That we have suspicious people moving within the community. But still, the statement from the police is still telling us that these things are not happening in Kwara State. Is there any sort of compromise from our from our security operations, or a bit of? Don't let us use. I'm trying to look for a better word, probably in terms of them doing their operations, like he said, like of intelligence, in terms of them carrying out their operations within areas or within the nation or within the sub-nation, in this instance, the state Kwara.
Thank you. I wouldn't know the forest, that park, both in Kayama and in Baruti. Even there was a time a unit of military and police were stationed there permanently. The fact remains that until the members of the public themselves, until the community leaders themselves are prepared and are ready to cooperate with the security agencies, you see a situation where people migrate from wherever to your community. The moment they meet the head or the leader of the community, give him some money, probably give him some cows, they'll give them a place to go and stay without even profiling them, without finding out where are they coming from what is pursuing them from where they are coming. So as long as they have gotten what they wanted and everybody wants to live big, they ask them to stay in the bush. And these people, the moment they get there, they begin to invite their colleagues from before. Even there are some communities where visitors or strangers are even more in number than the owners of the community. Indeed. There are some community where they give land to foreign to these migrants and also give them receipt of land. And because of what they are getting there, maybe even when they call for community meetings at the rest of them, you will never see those people there. And because of the involvement of the leader or the leader of that community, there is nothing the community people will do. They will tell you, leave them, they are not doing anything. So not that the police or whoever or the intelligence agencies do not know what is happening. They go there, but it is where somebody, there was a Yoruba adage that says, for a visitor to know where somebody was buried in a place, that means somebody within the community must have.
But let's look at it like this.
Yes.
This case that we're talking about seems
Yes.
different.
Okay.
Because we've had report of Christ from the community to inform us
Let me tell you.
that this is what is happening within our
Let
community.
me tell you something. You see, as an independent person, as a citizen that I am, the way every one of us is gathering information is the way, because this thing concerns everybody, whether you are serving or you are not serving. What I gather from the grapevine is that these people are known to the community people. They are already there. I just hope I am not divulging any coded information here. They are aware. We were told, I was made to understand that the vigilante from that place went there, attacked them first, and that's what I've been there, and there was a kind of agreement that I will not touch you, don't touch me. And they've been protecting the people, and they are territorial in nature. So maybe those people went there. That was what it could be true. It might not be. It's allegedly, like what people used to say now. That the vigilante went there, attacked them, and they came in the reprisal to come and say, okay, because you kill. So these are people that, according to what I heard, that they've been coming to the community to buy food, to buy whatever, and go back to the bush. What stopped them from telling the people that these people? That's what we say. The moment you see anything, I was listening to the PRO yesterday. It was saying that whenever you see anything, say something. Yes. So when you see them, because they have not done anything to you, you have and then by the time the police will
mind you. Now, the next thing we had is from the Kwara State Police Command, who came out to rebook that statement, to deny the statement released by the spokesperson herself, which I'm privileged to have. Then after that, we had series of attacks. Now, trying to bring one or two together to what we are getting in terms of our own analysis in the studio here is some of those people that were being alleged to be said they are suspected criminal elements are community people in the sense they've been living and be part of the community. That it is the community that attacked them before they retaliated. I don't understand. It's something not missing, Alhaji.
Well, I don't know if Alhaji may have something he wants to say, because there's something I want to say very quickly. You see, he has said something that you cannot know the grave of an ancestor if there is no homeboy to take you there. Ubasani was talking about the situation in Kaduna State, the area around. Chop means conquer.
Conquered it. Yeah.
So we cannot say that members of these communities are not involved. I mean, if there were no members of that community connected with them, they will not even know the community is existing. So that is one thing. But, and you see, we must be careful in the criticism of our security forces. But one thing is sure, there is a failure of intelligence.
Which is where I'm looking at it from. In fact, I'm not denying the fact.
You see, sorry, sir.
Yes.
What I would say is, what you are trying to say is that maybe there is a failure of intelligence on the part of the intelligence.
Probably, don't let us use intelligence. Let's use operations.
No. It's intelligence.
Right.
It's intelligence.
Then maybe because of what you claim what the PRO said about. You see, one thing about issue of information management. Because people came to say, they are suspected people with this and that, it's not enough for the police to come out and confirm immediately without doing their own due diligence in the area. You know how this place, you know the distance between here and Kayama and distance between here and Barutin is about 6 or 7 hours drive. Then considering about the situation of the road. So the police hearing that information or getting that intelligence will have to go there to see what is happening. And when you have an information, I'm not the police PRO, but from the experience, there is no way you just said that there are people killing people there and you just go, without preparing. Do you understand? They went there, even His Excellency, the Governor of Kwara State, led Commissioner of Police and other security goons yesterday definitely to Barotin to see what is happening on the ground. It was when they got there, they saw what is happening. Then from that, they will marshal plans. They will plan on how to go and attack this thing. So we're gonna be, because of what, and you know, I'm saying this in defense of the PRO, because I was once a PRO. The fact remains that, thank God, these are senior journalists that are here. The moment an issue happens, the press man will be on your neck to give them information. And if you don't give them something, you see different stories coming. So the moment he told you that there's something like that, at least there is the confidence, restoration of confidence in the minds of the people between the time, before the time the police will go there and do whatever they want to do. So maybe that was why she told you that there is nothing happening there. Meanwhile, they are under. Let me tell you one other thing that you don't know. Most of these places, you know, sometimes you see people will tell you they went into the bush and met
SP Ajaka, please, let's quickly go on this quick commercial break. No, let me also clarify that I was not being told. It was a press release to every media person.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go. Let's go on this quick commercial break. We'll be back.
No be Bajaj Boxer you go buy. How bag of rice come join?
When you buy your Bajaj Boxer, you go get 10 kg bag of rice.
This won't go buy my own Bajaj Boxer.
Visit the dealer when near you. Offer they available while stock last.
Are you looking for an event center to make your parties glamorous and memorable? Look no further. Diamond Arena is the place for you. With our uninterrupted power supply, ample parking space, secure and serene environments, spacious changing rooms, we've got you. You can hold your wedding receptions, birthday celebrations, retirement parties, seminars, anniversaries, reunion, and lots more at our 2,000 capacity, 1,100 capacity hall, and our beautiful love garden. And the fun part is, every booking comes with a special package. For inquiries and bookings, visit our office at Plot 3 beside Diamond Park in Rewolede Road, Ilorin, Kwara State, or log on to our website www.diamondarena.com.ng. You can also call us on 0913-670-0075. Diamond Arena. Beauty, style, and class.
Welcome back from that quick commercial break. You're still listening to Diamond 88.7 FM right here in the beautiful city of Ilorin. Let me allow SP Ajayoka to finish his thought. You're about to share something before we go on that.
Yes, what I was trying to say is that you discover that, not that there is, sometimes, even in America, you understand, in 9/11, there was a breach of security, there was a failure of intelligence when what's the name of that?
The World Trade Center was
attacked and a lot of people died. So you cannot say because of the military or the police there do not know what they are doing. There are issues sometimes that will be very, very difficult to navigate. There are times the police will get to a place and you see the people coming out to tell you, no, we don't want to hear. This is a family matter. So the policemen cannot just go put their life on the line, and at the end of the day, they will still get the bashing from the people. So I believe what the PRO did was to allay the fears of the people. But if it comes out to confirm that, yes, they are killing people, you see, the level at which that thing will have gone, it will be higher and more dangerous than this. So to you, it might be debunking the information, but to me, addition. So then I will piece one or two things together, I will relate to them, and action will be taken.
Let me bring in Alhaji Akilolu here. We've actually spoken a lot about the security situation in Nigeria. Well, I've listened to a whole lot of this, but it's not like the people, which I believe I'm speaking about, do not have confidence in the police command, or we feel the PR has given us a wrong message or probably debunk the thing. The problem is, after she debunked it, then we had an attack. That's why these things, it's like, what are we doing? Is there any cause for concern? But let me quickly get your own thought overall. We need to start picking cause.
Well, let me start from the one that has to do with the PRO, because one thing that one has to consider is the fact that whatever you do, you don't unnecessarily cause a panic and create a situation where people will even die before death comes. So she has done the right thing by saying there's no cause for alarm. Now coming to factors that are actually heading insecurity in the country, it involves so many things. We have a porous borderlines. We have porous borderlines. We have, and if you look at it in the north, where this thing is majorly happening, we have forest lands that are quite vast and under policed. That's the truth. And the other thing is, because I was expecting that Chamama will make reference to that, but he didn't, because he usually talks about it, which is this unregulated mining and small arms sector, where people are just doing things the way they wish that, and the way they want, without anyone regulating their activities. Then the most important thing is this, because Chief Okasamis said there are political undercurrents. Yeah, it could be so, it may not be so, but you cannot rule out that. That's the truth. But the fact is, there are so many things happening around us. I'm talking about our neighbors. The group Lakurawa, they were in Niger, the Republic of Niger, and there was a coup, military coup there, and the reaction from Nigeria was negative to that government.
Not only Nigeria, the whole of the ECOWAS nation.
Yes, but who was championing it?
Not Nigeria.
Nigeria.
It was not the chairman. That was
Nigeria.
why
Nigeria champion.
Exactly, not Nigeria. He was our president was the chairman, but the
look
whole
at
of
it,
the ECOWAS nation.
Nigeria champion.
Yes, you're right.
If
Okay.
almost all the
No, I don't think we can say Nigeria as a nation. ECOWAS came together as a body, championing that. I think that could be the right
the
information.
person who was seen as the symbol
ECOWAS was our president.
President Bola
Ahmed Tinubu.
And because of that, there was a negative reaction, a kind of like a bicycle attitude on the part of the government of the Republic of Niger. And if you look at the states that served as an entry point for them, Kebbi and Sokoto states, and these are states that have boundary towns
with Niger.
So there are so many factors. And if you're saying, yeah, it is happening now because 2007 is approaching, yes, but to me, it is apparently because there are pressures on them in some other countries and they are relocating. If you look at the way it started, insecurity started in Northeast, 2002. Later, it moved to Northwest. It moved to North Central, Niger State. Now, Kwara. And if remedial steps, necessary measures are not urgently taken, it is advancing towards the Southwest.
Now, let's start taking calls. 0913 655 6952. That's the number to call us on. 0913 655 6952. WhatsApp is 0913 655 6864. Hello, good morning. Mr. Rotimi from Moro, thank you for calling Diamond 88.7 FM. Let's have your contribution. Good morning.
The Lord bless us.
Amen.
My submission is this: let us face the reality. Conspiracy, intelligence failure, all is into our government. Let me tell you something. If you want to get this security safe and do the right thing, let everybody have an account, a good account, data. We want to know where everybody gets his own money. The moment your money is sold of 1 million or something, that person will be called upon. Where do you get this kind of money? And Kasami have said it. People just come in, conspiracy. You see about 12-40 people on a tanker or truck. They don't go somewhere, they go to look for labor. You have heard it. What have they done to these people? Like all this do to Kano or whatever, something. What have they done? See, that is why we have problem. Nobody wants to die among all these forces too. But what is Aregbesola in Osun is let every state operate helicopter monitoring this kind of thing. Delay is dangerous. We heard about this, you talk about Kwara. They debunk it. Why they debunk it? Now it's reality. Is it not a conspiracy or intelligence failure? It's either of the two. Let us find out. But data must set. Everybody must have an account, and we want to know what kind of business everybody that this kind of money.
Thank you.
All this rounds of collecting.
Thank
Where
you.
did they put it?
Thank you very.
Yes.
Thank
We
you.
need to buy gun. Yes. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day. God bless.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rotimi from Obo. Let's also inform that from the analysis in the out, SP Ajaya Akosome has also said that the statement from the police spokesperson could be a tactical move to allay the fears of community people and especially Kwara residents and not to empower the terrorists. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Your name and
this state. So, and secondly, we need more enlightenment and more strategies on security issues. We need to be proactive and to redouble our efforts on security issues and to inform the traditional institutions on security so to serve as a collective effort. So lastly, the technology has been gone so far globally to address the insecurity issues. That was my own contribution this morning. Dr. Larry from Itakure Ojodu community.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Let's take messages on WhatsApp. Don't forget you can send message on WhatsApp. When you do that, tell us your name, where you're calling from, and make it short and precise. This is from engineer Abdelyasir Albarika from Alpha Garage. Good morning, presenter and the guest. Officer Kasome has told us the truth. Insecurity in Nigeria is 80% political. Our security officers are not even safe. They are killing our security officers on a daily basis, most especially Nigeria Army. Kwara is not peaceful at all. They have, let me quickly say something on that. As far as we know, the Kwara State Police Commandant told us that the state is peaceful. So please, Kwara is peaceful. They have been killing a lot of people here in Kwara State. As far as people are making billions,
the only solution, the out of thousands of our suspects is security card another person as the suspect. If you go to the courts, it gets with the capital discipline. You say you have another alternative. Give the amnesty. Which can amnesty? You return the person to our society, the morale of the security is dropped. That's the only thing. Go to Shomole by the time you do the governor in Edo State, everybody you cut the Shomole sign, go and kill it. That's the only thing. Somebody, even the Quran and the Bible, our constitution, is here allow somebody kill somebody in your environment. That's the one of our daddy is there. The Yusuf is the one of the leader of the somebody is starting of the something. It's easy. It's not easy. That is the only thing. This is Baba Buhari. He give this guy, let it compensate. Compensate what?
Thank you.
Somebody that have for. Answer our prayer. I do better than me.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Is there anything you want to add to what the last caller said? Let me quickly get your thoughts on the security terms. How do officers, security personnel feel when you are restating some of these Boko Haram members into the community? Knowing fully whether you've gone to war, you've gone to capture these men during the period, some of your colleagues pay the utmost price.
The fact is that nobody is happy. Nobody will be happy in such situation. But the fact remains also that we have been
repentant Boko Haram.
But what I know is that even if they radicalize them, when they see something of anger, we are all human beings. It could still trigger them to behave the way they behave. But since the government has agreed to do that, there's nothing anybody can say.
Now,
but we keep arresting them.
Let's put you in a position of an advisor to put a suggestion and advice to the government. In such scenario, what would you have advised differently or probably on the same path?
See, on my own, I believe we have a constitution in Nigeria. And we have
laid down procedures
the
administration of criminal
justice. The moment you are arrested and confirm that you have committed a crime, let the judgment, let what the constitution say comes to pass. Not that you now bring political conveniences that this is a member of then you come down together and relate. There was an issue in Osun State recently that the social media said somebody took somebody was jailed. Was sent to the gallows that he was to face the squaring God because he stole a fowl. The whole people shouted. At the end of the day, the governor went there. It was when they released him, not even up to 2 weeks, the guy committed another crime and they took him back to the. So what I'm saying is, whether Boko Haram, bandit, IPOB, anybody that commits any crime, so long the crime is committed is against our law, let the punishment assigned to such law be made. Forget about amnesty, forget about repentance and the rest of them. If everybody is repenting, then the whole place. Okay, you arrest somebody now, he stole a fowl and you say, I have repented, go. Maybe you take him to school, you allow him to go. He will still steal because he believes you'll be freeing him. So to me as a person, as a citizen, I do not believe in this issue of.
I'd like to queue behind SP Okasomi. My family lived in Borno for 40 years. I am almost 60. So you see, what those people have done, in my opinion, is unforgivable. You know, but then, like he said, there is a constitution and there is due process. I believe there are over 1,000 either insurgents, terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers that are in one form of detention or another. There was an incident early this year. The Tubebe, that's what they call them, the repentant Boko Haram, they burnt a police station in the vicinity of the IDP camp. So I strongly believe that more than 3 times its installed capacity. When those Mahmudawa first started moving into that area of Niger State, southern Niger State, a lot of people felt that their target is ultimately a jailbreak in Kanji. It has not yet happened, but we have seen jailbreaks in Kotonkarfe, we have seen jailbreaks in Kaba, we have seen jailbreaks even in Suleja and in the Kuje prison. You know, so Kuje prison is the prison that is serving the Federal Capital Territory. So if a prison in the Federal Capital Territory can be attacked, where can it not be attacked? About 2 or 3 years ago, I told one officer, a very senior officer, that the Nigerian Defense Academy, when they attacked Afaka, if anybody can remember when they attacked Afaka Forestry College, Afaka Forestry College is where they do map reading. So that is the training for soldier for map reading is inside that Afaka forest. So if Afaka College of Forestry can be attacked, the academy can be attacked, and indeed it was attacked. So now
we've had series of discussions in terms of some of the things that have happened in Kwara recently. Like it's been said on the show, the state governor himself have led series of stakeholders into that zones in Kwara State, all to ensure safety of people in Kwara State. Kwara is still safe. And don't forget, as we say every time on this show, Editors Hangout, when you wake up every morning, say a prayer for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is Adeyemi Adewale. Special thanks to Michael Olanrewaju Mao, our general manager at Diamond 88.7 FM, the producer of this show. And as I keep saying every time on the show, God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining. Up until next time, goodbye.